When I first set up my Cisco Small Business Network, I was a beginner. I relied on the Web User Interface, UI, to guide me through the setup and management of my router, managed switch, access points, and MPP phones. The process of accessing the web UI is the same across these devices, which is nice. You simply open a web browser and enter the IP address of the piece of equipment. Once logged in, you can easily navigate through the various sections. Options are laid out clearly. Routers, switches, and access points even have setup wizards to guide you step by step through setup. There's no need to use anything else. However, you may be interested in trying something new when it comes to your switch. Why? Switches are important. They efficiently handle data, prevent collisions, provide advanced features, and allow more devices to easily connect to the network. Since there are so many configuration options, many experienced users use the Command Line Interface, CLI, instead of the web UI to set up and manage their switches. Maybe CLI was recommended to you by an experienced friend, or maybe you ran across a CLI-based article or video and were curious to learn more. No matter what brought you here, this is a great place to get a taste of what it's about. In this first of a 3-part episode of Cisco Tech Talk, I'll explain some basics of CLI. Next. CLI is essentially a text-based way to manage a network. You need to know what you want executed and enter those specific commands. You also need to be in the correct mode to access the higher level commands. That may seem intimidating, but there are benefits to using CLI. In the web UI, you need to know where to navigate for specific configurations or changes. This can take time, as options are often laid out differently between interfaces. Since most CLI commands are the same across different platforms, once you know the commands, you can make changes quickly. Using CLI, complex tasks can be performed with just one line of code. There may even be times you can make changes using CLI that are not available within the web UI. If you have several switches in your network, you can use scripts. Scripts are a sequence of commands that can be executed automatically. This saves time and helps ensure consistent configuration between devices. To use CLI, you need a switch, a cable to connect the computer to the hardware, such as a console cable, DB9 to USB converter, or Ethernet cable, and a download of terminal emulation software, such as PuTTY, on your computer. If you'd like to see a video with details on connecting to a CLI using PuTTY, see the link in the description. The last prerequisite is to enable Secure Shell, SSH. This needs to be done using the web UI. On a switch, SSH can be enabled under Security, TCP/UDP, and then SSH Service. Save this new setting by clicking the blinking red save icon at the top of the screen. I should note that you could also enable Telnet for CLI access here, but it's not recommended as it is not secure. Now you know the advantages and what it takes to get connected to CLI. Ready to learn more? Click the link in the description for part 2, where I'll explain user privilege levels, command modes, and context-sensitive help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.